Oh, good boy, hey.
For Paula Stanley, the pandemic has been tougher than most. Still undergoing treatment for cancer, she's been unable to work. And a few months ago, her husband lost his job. She says they don't qualify for government support and have been left struggling to afford to make ends meet, even to feed themselves.
I get stressed quite a lot, and the thing is we try to keep it together because we've got 2 kids as well. But yeah, financially and everything is, it's just been very, very hard, very hard.
Like tens of thousands of low-income households, COVID-19 forced the Stanleys to turn to food banks for the first time. They now receive weekly drops from local charity Outrunners. Normally a youth outreach programme, they changed tack amid COVID-19, having noticed how many of their members couldn't pay for food or basic necessities.
A high number of them may already have, issues that were underlying before the pandemic, so this has only just kind of like heightened those and made them a lot more serious for these families.
The charity operates in Hackney, East London. Despite being in the shadow of the city, it's one of the most deprived areas in the country and as such, one of the hardest hit.
Even before COVID-19, almost half of children and a fifth of people in work here in Hackney were living in poverty, and studies show that they're disproportionately affected by COVID-19. They're more likely to have had their pay or hours cut, be furloughed or have lost their job completely, and they're even more likely to die from the virus. Mortality rates here in Hackney are 4 times the national average.
Redundancies in the UK are rising at their fastest rate for over a decade, and the number of people claiming benefits across Britain has risen 81% since March. The government says it's made unprecedented interventions to protect people's incomes, including almost 200 billion rand in extra welfare support, and its furlough scheme, which currently pays the wages of millions of workers. But charities are warning that when that scheme ends next month, there'll be mass unemployment and, as such, dire consequences for low-income households.
We are very worried about what could happen in the coming months as the furlough scheme is unwound, and we are very likely to see lots of people become unemployed, and that can be a trigger that pull people into poverty and into a very difficult financial situation.
As COVID-19 cases in the UK continue to climb and officials weigh up another lockdown, fears are spreading that the impact of unemployment, poverty and deprivation will end up being as devastating as the virus itself. Holly Hudson, SABC News, London.